So what was the last topic? I think there was a homework. Okay, we had completed the services. In my opinion, we had completed what? Services. Now today's topic is, after the services, what should we start? Routers. Okay, fine. So we are starting something called as routers. We are starting something called as routers. Angular router. Now what do you mean by router? Now if you can see this thing, if I have URL https domain.com / register, what I'm saying, / register, then here I have another URL, you can say / login, then you have chats, etc. Right, now look at the domain domain.com / register. Now I would like to open something called as index.html in any of the application. If you go to any of the application, can you see there is something called as base href. So after the domain there is an index, so you will get a question how your index page gets loaded. So you are saying that base href. So after the domain there is only one /, then because of that / this page gets loaded. That is called as the base URL. Are you getting that? That URL is called as what? Base URL, right? Now after the base you are attaching register, then you are attaching login, then you are attaching chats. After this base you are attaching register, you are attaching login, and then you are attaching what? Chats. So if URL is having register, you can say register component needs to be loaded. The register component needs to be loaded. If there is a login, what you can say, login component needs to be loaded. Login component needs to be loaded. And if there is a chats, you can say chats component needs to be loaded. Are you getting that? So this this path to component mapping, so path in the URL to the particular component mapping is called as routing. Path to component mapping is called as what? Routing. Remember that router is very important topic. Router, not router, it's routing, is extremely important topic in the Angular. Routers are optional, but if you want to provide search engine optimization, SEO and other things, routers are very useful. Say register, login and the chats. So if you want to do something like this, so from the path, if you want to load the component, you should have routing in place. Path to the component mapping. Right, so let me create new project. Now you can set up the router in any project, right? But for your best understanding and the quality project structure, I will create new project itself, and in that project that CLI ask you a question, do you want to set up a router? Now what I will do, N ng. Let me see the sound setting. I'm feeling a little bit. I'm getting little bit. Something is different in the sound. Just a moment. Am I audible to all properly? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes,
Microphone.
sir.
You're audible.
Microphone Yeti. Output device. Okay. And in the recording also, I am audible properly. Okay, fine. Ng generate application, and here you can say routing. Name of the application project what? Routing. Then ng generate application routing. So it will take a moment to get started. Yeah, can you see? Would you like to add a routing in the project? I can say yes. And it will load the projects in a moment. Okay, project has been created. If you go to the project, now remember that once we complete the routing, I'm going to give you a complete website that you need to build as a homework, right? So whenever we complete the routing, your maximum of the Angular has completed, right? And then you need to perform one live project. I'm going to give you one website and you need to complete that website once we learn the routing. Okay, so let me load Bootstrap first. Well, design is irrespective, right? You can put any design in place, that's not an issue. But Bootstrap I recommend for the beginners in the design. So routing we have, and there is a project structure, and in the project structure one extra additional file you will see under the app. Can you see app routing module.ts? It's altogether different module. What is a module we'll see in the next section, in the next session, right? In the app module they have imported the app routing module. Likewise the browser module, they have imported app routing module, right? And if you see, router is a module, and they have used something called as a router module. Router module for root means that this module is going to get injected in the root module. This module is going to get injected in what? Root module. If you see this app routing module is getting injected in the root module. That's why they have used something called as for roots. And there is a for child also, I think. Yeah, for child. If non-root module is there, then you can use for child. If you are going to inject that or register that in the root module, you are going to use for root. And here you can give the path to component mapping. What we will do, here I would like to create some components. Do we have started the project or not? npm start hyphen project. Name of the project what? Routing. And hit the enter. router. We'll discuss this just a moment. Now let me create, just a moment. Yeah, started. Now I would like to create NGGC, and what NGGC, you can say login component hyphen project. Which project? Routing. NGGC login hyphen project and the routing. Then one more, register and chats. And what? Chats. What is that? Schematic chats not found. NG. What's that? No, I'm not getting. Oh, C is missing, you are saying. Yeah, C is missing, correct. NGGC chats routing. Okay. Now if you go here, chat component has been created, login component has been created, register component has been created, and you have a routing file. Now what we can do, see here, there is a, you need to pass a route object. Can you see? Routes is of type what? Routes. And routes is nothing but path to component mapping. I can say / login. If you type / login in the URL, which component would be getting loaded? You can say login component. Or instead of / login, you can just say empty. Empty is nothing but what? Your website.com and / that is nothing but the empty. So if nothing is there, login would be loaded. Otherwise, path is there. Registration. If you want to have a registration, you need to have register component. You can have path login. You can have login component. Sorry, not login, chats. Getting that? Now we have loaded the routes which are path to component, path to component, path to component mapping. So if you think that it would be working now, that's not working. Let me remove all the thing, and I'll not load container. Also, I will just say router outlet. So you are saying that there is something called as router outlet, and inside that router outlet, these components would be loading. So at the beginning it is empty, right? At the beginning index page is there. Whenever someone hits / register, into this empty space, one component would be getting added. Now see, I have run the project. Here we can go. Localhost 420. Can you see? Login works. If you see, login works. If I say / chats, chat works. It is loading chat. Then you can say register. It is saying the registration works, right? Means we have router in place, we have router outlet in place, and your project is working. Now tell me how this registration works. Should be taken at the center, right? Well, do you have any questions on this? Next part we will see, but do you have any questions? Yes, we'll see. Just hold on. We'll see. Whatever we have typed, do you have any what you can say questions? Routers, and we can say understanding and setup and setup. Yes, Prathamesh, you are saying something. Well, I have pushed the code. You can check it. You can check it and ask me the queries if you have any. Why we here? Why we didn't use what? Yeah, because we have mapped that components in the routes, this routing file. Can you see here we have written that? So you are saying that if URL is /register domain.com /register, load this component. You write it straight away here, right? Like this, app login, or you load it dynamically. One and saying, presently we are loading the components dynamically. And how we are achieving the dynamism? By looking at the route. So if your route is register, your register component works. If route is chats, chat component work. If route is empty, your login works. Getting that? And this is how we have achieved the, instead of writing the tag, we have written the router outlet, and inside the router outlet, particular component gets loaded by means of this configuration, this much configuration. So it is a routing file, and this routing file is added inside app module file. Can you see here app module file, app routing module file? So here you have app routing module file, which is having a configuration of path to component mapping, and that is over here. Okay, Prathamesh? Yeah. So I have pushed the code, please check it once. And you can ask me the queries if you have any. Yes, any queries? If you don't have any query, please tell me. We can start next. Hello? Parag? Parag, Shubham, Priyanka, Mayur, any query? Okay, so let us start. Yeah. Now let's put some UI. I will not, what you can say, focus on the UI. You should build the UI. So here we, just a moment. login HTML dot col, sorry, there's a container, dot container dot row dot col, right? And I would like to have input, type email, something like that, and here I can have one more column, input, type button, value okay, class btn, btn info, btn what, info, something like this, and little bit margin empty 5, margin top what, 5. We can give little bit header in the row dot col, and I can say h1 or h3, class text muted, and I can say logins. This is a login square. You can wrap this row around the border to something like this, or you work with the design. Now I'm going to enter mobile number over here, and I'm going to click say OK. It should take me to the next page. So presently registration or chats is happening like this. You need to go to the chats, right? So if I am typing some mobile number like this, and if I am clicking on the OK, it should take us to the chat screen. Now go to the login component.ts, and here we can have one class called as router, is of type what, router, and on what's the button, OK, on OK, is the call. So whenever someone clicks the OK, Prathamesh, see how do you navigate on the click of navigation bar of some buttons. This dot router dot navigate dot, you can say navigate is a function, and here you can pass the route array. You need to pass an array and chats. Save it. Now go here. Now I'm clicking on the OK. I think we haven't assigned on click button or on OK button. On OK. Is equals to on OK. On OK. Okay, so I'm clicking here. Still not. Sorry, this is a click event. Click and on OK. Can you see? I'm clicking on the OK. It is taking me to the chat screen. I'm clicking on the OK. It is taking me to the chat screen. Right? Now, there is one more by means of hyperlink. So in another row, we can have anchor tag, and then in the anchor we can say register, and href is equals to register. Href is equals to what? Register. Canonical links are there. Now if I click, can you see register works? It is coming to the registration page, and look at the URL and observe the change. You tell me what is the change or what is the difference between clicking on the registration, right, and clicking on the OK button, and clicking on what? OK button. Can you see there is some difference? Can you tell me, if I click the register, something weird happens. If I click on the OK button, something different happens. Both are navigating to the different pages, but effect is different. If I click the register, something different is happening, and if I, what is that? Hello? Yes, there is a page refresh. There is what? Page refresh. On the OK, there is no page refresh, and on the register, there is a page refresh. Are you getting that? On the OK, sorry, on the chats, there is no page refresh, but on the register, there is a page refresh. I mean, this hyperlink is causing page refresh, which is creating some painful user experience. And that's why Angular team has given you something called as router link, and whatever array you pass to the navigate function, see, this is a custom directive written by the Angular team, and same array you need to pass over here. And first parameter, register. Now see, register is one link that we have mapped. Remember that this / chats we have mapped. Remember that this / chats we have mapped in the chat component. This / register we have mapped in the routes array. So if you go here, this array we have passed to the navigate function. Can you see, same array we are passing to the router link also. Internally navigation happens in the same way. Right, now see, on OK I am clicking, same is happening. On register I am clicking, same is happening. There is no problem. Are you getting that? Now there is no page refresh. Here also there is no page refresh, which is a complete single page. Once page gets loaded, your routes are getting changed, but page is not getting refreshed. That's what the single page application strategy is. Angular is a SPA framework. What do you mean by SPA? It is a single page application. Okay, you click on the register, this, you click on OK, same effect is there. Any questions so far? Let me push this much code. You can ask me the query. Router, you can say navigation by means of both router link and the navigate function. If you have any questions, you can ask me, please. I have pushed the code. We'll see that. Just a moment. That is the next topic actually. Okay, any query? Where is Vrunda? Priyanka? Okay. She was about to join after? Okay. Any question? Parag, Ajit, Vaibhav? Any question? Okay. Now, I would like to give you some homework right away. Dribble. And here you can say web design, web admin. So this is a Dribble is a website generally designers use. Designer people use this to just make a design so that you can use it in your page. I'll give you courses dashboard. Okay. So this is a dashboard actually. Yes. So this is your dashboard page. Before this there is a login. Just design you need to make. But you need to differentiate this in the different you need to differentiate this into the different components. See, the left hand side would be all routes. Dashboard is a route, email is a route, projects is a route, task is a route, teams is a route, payments is a route, upcoming is a route. So mydomain.com/dashboard, this mydomain.com/email/project task likewise. And make this design. Right. First make this design. What's your plan? I think this is related to the project management. Okay. So this is your dashboard that you need to build. And this dashboard, email, projects, tasks are the different components. And once we are going to discuss the project structure, real-time project structure, at that time again I am going to ask you to revise this. But presently you would be having a project like this. See, listen to me very carefully. Right? Don't do any mistakes. So likewise I created chats, login, registered. You need to create dashboard, email, projects, tasks, teams, payments and upcoming. Before this you would be having the login screen. This is the login screen. Before this you would be having what? A login screen. So you can select one more login screen from the Dribble. So web login you can search. So I'll give you this link first, or I'll put somewhere in the app, not in the app component HTML, but the TS homework. Okay, This is the dashboard design you need to work with. And the web login. Web login. Hello, are you there? Hello? Hello? Okay. Login and registration, right? Yeah, this would be the your sign in page. Your sign in page will look like this, something like this. Okay, images also they have given, but your sign in will look like this. This is your sign in page I can give you, and same you can modify it and sign up. You can use some more fields and use this layout for the sign up only. So this would be your sign up page, and once you click on the sign in button, right, this would be getting open. This would be getting open, right? This dashboard would be getting open. So this is the homework that you need to do in the coming week, right? And some more points I am going to add in the homework. Okay. Any questions on the homework? I'm too much concerned about the homework. Do you have any questions on the homework? Hello? Any questions on the homework? Yes. Yeah, but it should be in an angular. How many components you will use, you decide. So don't have this top. We don't need this, right? But it should be in an angular structure. So sign in would be one component. That component would be divided into the sub components. Getting that? Even for your dashboard. Are you getting that? What I mean to say. So this also would be having proper components. Now this, I didn't ask you to do something on the click of the dashboard, how you should load this thing. That I'm going to tell you now. That is called as sub routes. What we are going to call that as sub routes. So main route is dashboard. Into that dashboard again there are sub routes. So how to load that? I will tell you if needed. But on the click of dashboard, right? On the click of dashboard, your page will remain as it is. Your page will remain as it is. Remember that. Just this much portion is going to be changed. Are you getting that? What I mean to say? This is your dashboard. When you say / dashboard, this page would be getting loaded. Are you agree? When you say / dashboard, this page would be getting loaded. If you click on the email, this page remains as it is, and only this much portion would be getting changed. Are you getting that? Hello? When you click on the project, only this much portion would be getting changed. All other dashboard remains as it is. Any questions on this? Hello? That is called as child routes. That we will cover tomorrow. What are the child routes? Okay. I'm not going to cover child routes today. I'm going to cover how to pass data. How to pass data to the components. I'm going to cover what? How to pass data whenever you are navigating. That's what I am talking about. Now see, I'm in the routing, I'm typing mobile number, something like this, and I'm clicking OK. So there is a chat screen is over here. So one chat screen will open and it will show you are chatting with this mobile number, something like that. Okay, just a moment, just design a simple design of the chat screen, and here I can say dot container dot row dot col and h1 class text muted, and here I want to show that you are chatting with, I would like to have one number, num is of type number, and in the init this dot num is equals to, sorry, is of type string, and 96 whatever, some number, and here you are chatting with num. Okay, you are chatting with num, and below your chat screen is there is a row dot col right, and chat screen, your recent chats or your recent chats or something like this. Okay, below that. So this number is available /chat / some number. This strategy is we are going to apply. See, and this number you need to read from this screen and place it over here, right? And how to read this number, let me tell you how to read this number. First, how to add that number, let me tell you. So that configuration is available in the router. So here you are going to say that chat / there is a placeholder, you can say chat with, this can be arbitrary variable, but be sensible while creating the variables. This is a variable you are creating. In the runtime, actual number would be replaced by that. So we are going to go to the login screen also, because from the login we are going to pass that, and see, we have login component.html and we can have local reference hash mov, and we can pass mov.value from here, mov.value from here on. OK, here you can say mov is of type string, and that mov we are passing as a second parameter. Well, you can pass the data to the router by means of two ways. So this way is called as by means of route params. If you go to the routing file, in the router, in the URL itself, there are parameters. If you see, URL would be, what you can say, appended with some ID. I'll show you what I mean to say. Here you can say some number. If you click on OK, okay, problem is that I have attached this local reference to the number that should be attached to the email. Great. So this is your input type email, input type number, not number, text, simple text, not email. So input type text, local reference is mob. On OK to the function, you are passing value of the mob. Here that value is coming and that you are attaching to the array. If you go here now, here I can say some number, click on the OK. Can you see the particular number gets appended? Whatever you have typed here, say 1111, OK, and you are chatting with this ID. Are you getting that? You are chatting with what? This particular ID. So whatever you type here, that would be passed like this. Right? That would be passed like this. Now from one component you are typing some data and you are opening another component, you are coming to the another component. At that time in the route there is a URL, actually chats and / chat with is a ID. There is a ID in the URL. This ID is available. Now how to get that ID in the component? For that, Angular says that go to the component where you want to read the data from the route. This component, in the chat component we need to read, right? In the constructor there is something called as private activated route. Here you can say activated route. Here you can say what? Activated route. Now in the on it, instead of this activated route, what is activated route? Let me show you that. What do you mean by activated route? Is a class, helper class, which will help you to communicate with the URL and the paths. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Now go to the inspector, go to the console. Can you see activated route object has been printed? So this is all whole bunch of object. But here, if you see, we are going to use this observable. What is observable? You will get to know. Before the forms, we are going to understand what do you mean by observables. See, this is activated route, and this params is having data. Can you see chat with is one of the object, and that object is having one key called as chat with, and it is having its own value. And see, there is an underscore, which means that this is a private. You cannot straight away access like this activated route dot params dot underscore value. There is a not good way. But this is something called as observable. This is something called as what? Observable. Let me show you how to read that. This dot activated route dot params. This dot activated route dot params dot subscribe. So you are saying that whenever there is a change in the URL, so if you go to the class called as activated route, I don't know why it is not going, but it generally goes to the particular class. So activated route is a helper class which will help you in communicating with the URL. Now see, here I need to pass the function. The params, this name can be absolutely anything, but the variable names need to be sensible. So I can say params arrow. I am passing function. Remember that I am passing function. Right? This is a lambda representation of the function. You can pass usual function also, like this. But I am using lambda representation of the function. Here you can say params. This variable name can be anything. And here I would like to have console.log prms params. Can you see? This is the line chat with 8768768. Right, line number 17. This is also line number 17. Activated route.params.subscribe. And this object is there. So once you get this object, you can assign it to the number. See, this dot number is equals to params of your key. Key is nothing but what? Chat with. Remember that this is the same key that you have configured in the route. Can you say same variable? Chat with is a variable, and same variable you will use here. Same variable you will use here. Okay, now see what will happen. Can you see whatever you type over here 1 2 3 4 5, and if you click on the OK, can you see here is 1 2 3 4 5, here is also 1 2 3 4 5. So you'll get same. Okay, any query? So configuring the routes, configuring the route parameters. This is the configuration of the route parameters, and this is reading the data from the route parameters by means of the activated route class. It is a helper class. It is a helper class which helps you in reading the data from the route. So I'll push this router. Here I can say route params. Route params. So this is the first way of passing the data. This is the first way of passing the data from one component to the another component by means of what? The router. Well, service is also there. You can write one service between two components. That is also okay. But this is by means of route params. This is not a data. This is just a single key, single value you are passing. You are not passing whole bunch of data like this. That is wrong. You just can pass a single value. That value can be read in the same component by means of activated route class, and you can pass in the navigation. If you go to the login component, if you see navigate, this is an array, and to that array first parameter is the route name, and the second parameter, remember that first parameter is the route name and second parameter is actual route param, and that route param you have configured over here. There is one more way called as query params that we will see tomorrow. Today is enough, I think, or if you want me to continue, I can continue as well. Right, so what we have learned today: how to create a router project, how to set up the routes, how to configure the router outlet, how to configure your routes with what we can say route params, and how to read the data from the route params by means of activated route. If you have any query, you can ask me. So when I can expect this design from you all? Hello? This and this both. Dicto design. I am saying dicto. Whatever designer has built, each and every pixel I will count. So you need to custom. Yes. No, you can create your own project, not an issue. Same project, that is a flow. On the click of sign, see means I said that if you click on the sign in, this page needs to be open. In the same project, if I click on the sign in, this is a sign in page and this is a dashboard page. I am going to revise this also later on. and even the email, projects, tasks, teams, payments, upcoming, done, right? For that I am going to ask you to build the components that I will tell you day by day. But today's homework is building a sign in, clicking on the sign in, and then opening this page. This is the homework. Any question? So please give me deadline till when you can complete that. Time taking registration is more. Okay, this is earlier, not now. Yes, Mayur. Route param is this thing. When you talk about route param, is this parameter inside a route? Or more precisely, go to the routing module. Can you see chat with a colon and say chat with? So this syntax in Angular says that there would be, what you can say, there would be a value which would be coming in the runtime. There is nothing but what? Chat with. Chat with is a variable, and this variable would be replaced by one actual value that is called as route param. Okay, Mayur. That is this, see, this is a route param. 1 2 3 4 5 is what? Route param. Getting that? And here you can read that by means of this, by means of activated route dot params dot subscribe. What do you mean by subscribe? You will get to know. I am going to cover that just once we complete the forms. Sorry, once we complete the router. That is nothing but what? The reactive X design pattern. We'll see that, don't worry. But you are saying that any change in the parameters, please notify me. So please call this function. If there is any change in the parameters, you are subscribing for any change in the parameters, right? Please call this function. This is a function, remember that. This is a lambda representation, but it is a function. Arrow function, lambda function, or fat arrow, many names are there. So you are saying that if there is any change in the params, kindly call this function. Getting that? Hello? Fine. Any question, queries you have, you can ask me. So these designs need to be in the Angular perspective. There should be separate components, not everything in one component. No. If there is a sign in should be divided into the chunk of components. I'm going to check your each and everyone's code. How do you divide the components? And I'm going to give you the suggestion. Fine. Shall we conclude the today's session? Tomorrow we'll meet with the query params and child routes. Tomorrow I'm going to cover what? Query params and child routes. Okay? Tomorrow same time, sharp 7, we'll start 6 to 7, not 7. Okay? Ajit, any query? Okay. Prathamesh? Okay. So we shall meet tomorrow, 6 to 7. I'm repeating, 6 to 7. Remember that. Okay? Yeah. So I'm disconnecting the call. and stopping the recording. I have pushed all the codes. I'm stopping the recording.